See, Ted, the problem with your methods is that it just took a little bit too long for the shipping, but nowadays we have Amazon Prime, so now you can just send that stuff out within what, like 2 days tops? Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Welcome to Low Notes in Low Notes, reviewers at law, and I have a question for you. Do you listen to music? Do you like music reviews? Or do you, let's say now, hear me out, this is a crazy idea here, but do you listen to albums? Well, if you hopefully said yes to all these questions, I might have the album for you. Or maybe I'm lying and this is just a way for me to promote all my favorite Carolinians next to Robert Quinn and David Tepper. But if you don't know who Toro y Moi is, he is a producer, singer, songwriter, rapper, aspiring country singer, and Colombian. But not that Colombian, this Colombian. And he's a pretty notable figure within the music sphere, being the creator of the whole chill wave genre in electronic music, alongside creating some notable projects such as Anything in Return and Underneath the Pine. And throughout his career, he's also tried his hand at some other work, such as his attempt at a TikTok pop album, his attempt at making Tumblr core rock music, and also his attempt at being the next Garth Brooks. But if there's one album in his wild discography that has stuck with me, aside from Anything in Return, it would have to be this LP right here. I remember when this album dropped back in 2019 and it didn't even get any big promo or anything. He kind of just dropped it and then moved on like a month later. But while Toro does have a pretty diverse discography with some of my most favorite songs of all time, I feel like this album tops anything else he's put out in terms of innovation and creativity. I mean, it's clearly unfinished, the mixing isn't the best, and it's not the most cohesive sounding, but all these reasons are also part of the reason why I like this album so much. It's a mixture of ambient dub, trip hop, lo-fi, and folktronica, alongside some less known but very welcome features that makes this a very fun project to listen to. I mean, some of my favorite tracks off this album would have to be, and I'm reading this off of my notes because these names are just a little bit too complicated to say without it. 51115 Outdated Hi-Fi V3, Zeiss Hi-Fi V2, and Tron Neuro's Hi-Fi V2. I just wish these songs had like actual names to them so it wouldn't sound like I'm just speaking in Python. But when going through this album, for me, it can also be a very mellow and relaxing experience with some tracks such as 32818B and 42618 Tony's Jubanga Hi-Fi. I feel like these songs serve as a nice intermission between the more abrasive hip-hop tracks and the also more spacey, ambient sort of trance tracks such as Castaway Tron Hi-Fi V2 and 91917B Black Hole Hi-Fi V3. I really hope you guys are like actually understanding all these song names. I might have to like just type down the song names here while I'm actually saying them because like, dog, I legit sound like a schizo reading this shit off. But when getting into the hip hop tracks, they are a nice blend of the traditional trap drum pattern alongside some heavy 808s with nice accompanying synths as well that just makes me want to ascend. And then there's those loud echoing vocals from Toro that gives these unfinished tracks a more raw feel to them. Like take Toro on the track Be Elijah Therapy V2 with Toro going for a bit of a more catchy chorus alongside a very fun beat. Alongside a nice feature from Elijah Kessler as well that goes on for a solid minute that I also did enjoy. And then there's also the track Zeiss Hi-Fi V2 that has a more poppy experimental beat that complements both Toro and Kalian Fox very well. I mean, I think I liked Kalian Fox a little bit more though because I feel like his more unorthodox rapping style complemented this more wild and all over the place beat. I just wish it was a little bit longer. But the last song I would want to be able to tackle off this album would have to be one of my more favorites, which is Tron Neuro's Hi-Fi V2 featuring Old Great God. This is a bit more of a tone track, more relying on the heavy 808s alongside some muffled vocals from Old Great God. And then Toro comes through with his high-pitched verse and catchy chorus to be able to make for a nice back and forth chemistry between the two artists. And then the closing portion of this track is once again Toro coming through with those loud echoing vocals alongside some drag synths that makes this criminally short song one of my most listened to in Apple Music. But overall, although this album isn't the most talked about in Toro's discography, I do think that it is one of the best works he's probably ever put out in his career. It's just a nice serving of bite-sized bangers that I just can't let go of, and honestly it makes me question just when or if we'll ever even get a final product of these songs, because I would genuinely want to be able to hear some of these songs in a finished, mastered perspective. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I know this video is just some like crazy TMZ shit that I was doing last year, but I at least want to be able to talk more about music shit and music shit that I actually gave a fuck about, because I know there's like the whole Drake thing with like, you know, he's suing Kendrick and blah blah blah, and then there's still the UMG thing and yada yada yada. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm so done with the Drake drama. I'm so done with the Drake v Kendrick shit. Both fan bases are corny as fuck, and I don't know why Drake is trying to even string this shit along. But thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next week when I drop another fucking certified hood classic. You guys have an amazing day. Peace.
Ooh. reckon this could use a little spice? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.